Hi, Sean from VEP Waldron's here. We're going to talk about gas ranges. There are many types of gas ranges out there. There's freestanding, slide-in, dual fuel, or double oven gas ranges. A freestanding is going to be a unit that has the back guard where there sometimes is control for the oven. A slide-in is going to be the type of oven that does not have any back guard and you have the wall exposed behind the burners. This makes it so that you can have tile go all the way across the backsplash from countertop, or what have you. A dual fuel range is the type that has gas burners on top but an electric oven. The reason for this is some people like the control of the flame on top, but they want the even temperature of electric cooking in the oven. A double oven is an oven that does not have a bottom drawer, but rather a smaller oven on top of the larger oven. These are great for, say, someone that does a lot of baking or a lot of cooking, or if you do all the family holidays there, you could have a turkey going in one oven and some pies and mashed potatoes casserole in the top oven. Now, for gas ranges, there are two types of gas. There's natural gas and bottled or LP propane gas. All gas ranges come ready for natural gas. We, however, at VEP Waldron's, convert the natural gas range to propane, as that is the common type of gas in our area. We do this as a service, as many others don't sell that, and then you have to find a private contractor or a gas company that is willing to be able to convert your range for you. One of the things to look for in your gas stove is going to be the number of burners. You could have the standard 4, usually 2 mid-size, 1 larger size, and 1 small. 5, which could be 4 rather equal-sized burners, and then a 5th center burner. Sometimes that center burner is an oval, which can accommodate a griddle. Sometimes it is just a round, smaller burner to fit a smaller pan. Some gas ranges will also be 6 burners. And in this case, that you'll have 3 and 3, generally about the same size. You might have one that's a simmer burner and one that might be a power burner. The power burner will go to boil water much quicker than the other burners. Your burners themselves, you have some options in that some can be sealed burners, open simmer, or the high power. The sealed burners will be a sealed unit that has a cap on it, so that way if something were to boil over, it's not going to just put out the flame jet. The open simmer, it allows for more direct heat to the pan, but you run that risk that the jets themselves can be clogged over time, or if something boils over, go out. And then the high power just allows for larger flames to produce a higher amount of heat quicker. Over the burners are the grates. You could have grates that will keep the pan suspended above the flame that are just over the burner, or you can get the type that covers right across the entire top, so it's an even playing field for all your pans, frying pans, saucepans, pots, and what have you. For your oven, you have some consideration in how it'll either be a standard baking oven, a broiler oven, or a standard/convection baking oven. And for us here in America, convection can be one of two ways. There is the traditional European convection, which has a third heat source in the back being blown by a fan that circulates the hot air evenly over everything. In America, we also have the Americanized convection, which is not a third heat source, but it still has a larger fan in the back of the unit that takes the heat from both the top and the bottom of the oven and circulates that around the food that you're cooking. Convection cooking will take some getting used to, but can produce some really nice, faster cooking. The broiler cooking comes from units that are self-cleaning. Self-cleaning ranges have a broiler burner in the top of the oven, similar to an electric oven having a broiler element in the top. If you have a standard baking gas range, the broiler is located where the drawer normally is on an oven. That means you have to reach down to the bottom to do your broiling. The cleaning types usually indicate if it's a self-clean or a manual clean or even a steam clean. The steam clean would allow for you to add water before the heating to create steam that'll help clean the inside of the oven. Today, we are in a modern society, and there are even ovens that offer a Wi-Fi capability for you to be able to access through a brand app of the brand of the oven that you have. This will give you various assorted controls as well as status. In some cases, even timers to let you know when something reaches a certain temperature and it's ready to come out. Now, after all this consideration of what you're going to cook and how you're going to cook and everything, we also have to take in consideration of how it looks. There are several different colors that are common today. White, black, stainless steel seem to be the staples. However, there are still some biscuit or bisque-colored options available from some companies. Some of the newer options you can have in color is having stainless steel that can be fingerprint proof or smudge proof compared to the traditional stainless steel that showed every mark. There's also black stainless steel, which isn't quite as dark as the black ranges, but also has a bit of the sheen like stainless steel. Kind of the best of both worlds. Then there's also slate, which is kind of a gray, beige, brown mix. Some companies, they even call it greige. But the slate color, think of slate stone, it's very similar to some of that, is a nice difference between the traditional white, black steel. Recently, they've also developed a black slate, which looks like darker stone for those kitchens that just want to be a little bit more unique. Things to consider when buying the gas range will also include the price. One of the things you have to realize is gas appliances in many major stores are not converted to propane. So the conversion to propane, needs a conversion kit, needs someone that is certified and skilled to do so. So that adds to the cost. But you can still buy a gas appliance if you want it to be set for natural. If you live in an area where natural gas is available, you don't have to worry about the conversion. You can get your stove delivered and be fine. If you need it converted, but you can do that yourself, you can still buy the gas range and buy the conversion kit separately and convert it yourself. One of the values to look for this particular spring in April is the GE JGBS 30 DEKW gas range. It's a standard clean gas range with a cash and carry price of $4.79 in natural gas or $5.29 in propane. If you're not interested in gas, you can always look at the electric ranges and consider what you pay for gas versus electric. If it's more worthwhile for you to get an electric range and an electric wire installed versus using gas. Some people like the smooth top, some people like the gas. All a matter of preference, all a matter of what you want. We at VEP Waldron's want to help you cook the way you want. Thank you.